Hola amigos, welcome back to another video. We're continuing with highway explanations today and we have D46. D46 goes from intersection with D1 near Vyškov to intersection with D45 near Olomouc. The highway is fully completed, but it's clearly visible it wasn't meant to be a highway, as somewhere it lacks shoulders or proper exit and entry lanes. By most, the highway is used instead of D1 to get to Ostrava, as D1 hasn't been fully completed yet. The whole highway is part of European route E462. Just like most highways in Czechia, D46 was first thought about during the 60s. Then, though just as an expressway R46. It became a part of a unified highways and expressway conception in 1963. From start, it was planned as an expressway in 2+2 configuration in route Vyškov-Prostějov-Olomouc. Again in 1972, and throughout the 70s all sections between Olomouc and Prostějov were constructed. The second half between Vyškov and Prostějov was built throughout the 80s with the exception of a small section around Vyškov and a temporary connection to D1, which both got opened to the public in 1992. Since the highway's completion in 1992, there have been two major constructions, first one being an intersection with D35 in 2003, and finishing the connection to D1 in 2005. Same as R52 and R56 got converted to D52 and D56, R46 got converted to D46 on January 1st, 2016. There's not much to see. The red line is the highway's trajectory. We start by an exit sign from D1. Unlike the previous highways, D46 is mentioned here as it actually starts at the intersection. Also it from the other direction. Once we get on the highway, we're met with our first exit to Vyškov. Here we can see why I've previously said it's clearly visible. It wasn't conceived as a highway. The shoulder on the right is practically non-existent and there's no guide rail on the side as well. Furthermore, on this section, the middle guide rail is completely missing and instead there's this fence, not highway standards. Not so long ago, for example this is from 5 years ago, most exits lacked proper exit lanes and instead had these straight to exit ramp exits, which slowed down traffic and caused accidents. Thankfully, the Czech government gave money for the lanes to be made properly. We finally get to our first mileage sign. As I've mentioned before, this highway is used by many heading to Ostrava instead of the unfinished D1, which is why the city is at the top, even though Olomouc may be a more important city. This is the first highway I'm covering on this channel, which goes through more than one province. This sign here is telling us we're crossing into the Olomouc region. Here's another non-standard exit. This one comes with a sharp turn and a pictogram telling you to slow down to 40 km/h. We got to Prostějov, in which the highway goes right beside residential buildings. Older street view allows us to look at the city closely. We're approaching the end of the highway with the intersection with D45. The intersection itself is a modified cloverleaf with direct connection from and to D45 going to Ostrava. We can see that someone thought about the design, thanks to which, in case you miss the exit, you have a second chance. From the opposite direction, the highway starts before the intersection with D45. Signage for highway from D45 itself. Here's a mileage sign from the opposite direction. Here's view on Prostějov, also from the opposite direction. From the opposite direction, we can also look at the anomaly, with an exit being pushed somewhere else. This is it before. And here we can see that the previous exit has been made staff only and the actual exit was pushed 600 meters north. And with that, we've made it to the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching this episode. Next time we'll look at the Prague Beltway D0. Take care and goodbye.